Get your ticket at the station for the Rock Island Line. So I swore to myself, darn it, someday I'm going to write my own song about the Rock Island Railroad. And I hope my daddy lives long enough to hear that song. Maybe it'll become one of his favorite songs. So I wrote a song called The Rocket to Chicago. Because there was a Chicago rocket. And I used a slide on the pinky of my left hand to do something that all of us old blues guys have done for years and years and years. And that's that we use the slide to mimic our voice and to make the sounds of the train. So you listen real close and that old Rock Island rocket's gonna run through Ashland one more time. Even my accompaniment on the guitar, the simplest little thing that I'm doing on the guitar is a replication of those driving wheels. Winter morning, silent snow, Chicago rocket, she's moaning low. Across the river, past the fort, rolling east, out of Davenport, out of Davenport. Out of Davenport. She used to cross the government bridge over the Mississippi River. When she ran across that bridge, she used to ring her bell. I could hear it cutting through the night. Rolling into the prairie states, this old rocket, she's running late. Rock Island, Moanin, East Moline, when she clears the yard, she's gonna pick up steam, she's gonna pick up steam. Out of East Moline, right outside of East Moline, the Rock Island Railroad had the railroad yards, boxcars on the siding, a couple great big old roundhouses. The trains had to keep on going real slow through the Quad Cities. When we got out towards Green Rock, Illinois, there was nothing but cornfields all the way to Chicago. That train could really roll under a full head of steam. Sound like this. Elgin, Jolene, and South Peru. This old rocket gonna roll right through. Steel wheels grinding down the railroad track. Listen to them now, going clickety-clack, going clickety-clack. Clickety-clack. Now you might not know this. The reason why a train makes a clickety-clack sound is because it's steel wheels. I said it's steel wheels on steel rails, popping over the itty-bitty joints in the track. Little tiny spaces in the track. And as those railroad wheels go over it, should I ring that bell again? When the train got 25 miles southwest of Chicago, a little town called Blue Island, Illinois. Blue Island is in Chicago now. You know how that happens. Someday Ashland will be in Medford. Happens. Blue Island is in Chicago now, but 25 miles southwest of Chicago is where Blue Island actually is. And in those days, the train started slowing down, cutting back on the steam, getting close to home, the LaSalle Street Station in downtown Chicago. And the way they slow that train down, how did they slow that train down? Chicago City, the conductor said, the South Street Station is up ahead. End of the story, the end of my song, because the old Rock Island, she's dead and gone. That rocket's gone. That rocket's gone. The old Rock Island Railroad is gone. Folks where I grew up in the Midwest are starting to think about the fact that Rock Island Railroad wasn't such a bad idea after all. Gas, $4.19 a gallon. I think so. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get on the train in Ashland and ride ourselves up to Portland? or down to the Bay Area. Someday, someday, someday. Chicago City, the conductor said, the South Street Station is up ahead. End of the story and the end of my song, because the old Rock Island, she's dead and gone. Mad Rocket's gone. Mad Rocket's gone. Old Rock Island's gone, but Hawkeye's still around. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to be telling people about the old Rock Island and every other railroad in America. Hopefully we'll bring them back. Passenger service is going to come back. You know, when I got off that train in Chicago, there was a guy selling newspapers. He looked at me and he looked at my guitar case with all those stickers on it. And he said, "Hey boy, where did you get on this train?" And I said, "Davenport." And he said, "Say what?" I said it again. I said, "Davenport." And he said, "Say what?" Here I was, only 180 miles away from home, and this guy didn't know where the center of the universe was. Davenport, Iowa. So I took out this old National guitar made in 1935. I put the slide on the pinky of my left hand like you see it is now. And I looked this guy in the eye, and I decided I was going to give him a lesson. A lesson in heartland geography. And this is what I said. This is what me and my guitar said. Davenport, Davenport, Davenport. That's the Rocket to Chicago.